In this lesson, we will put together everything we have learned and create a program. In many websites, there will be a limit over how many characters you can submit. For example, Twitter will limit your post to 140 characters. For better user experience, they will show you how many characters you have left in real time. When you have reached the maximum character limit, the input box will stop accepting new characters. So, how to create this program? We have two challenges here. First, how do we calculate how many characters we have submitted? Second, how do we shut down the input box when the maximum character limit has been reached? The first challenge is easy to solve. Using the JS property length, we can easily get the total character number. For example, we get an input box here. It sends user submitted data to the message property. To get the character total, we use message.length. Next, how do we shut down the input box? Depending on your understanding of shutting down, there are many options in this regard. You can directly disable the input box or just tell it to stop accepting extra characters. For the program we are creating, we recommend the second option. For example, if we only allow 50 characters, but the user has submitted 100, we only keep the first half. So, what kind of tool can help us keep a selected part of a string? The JS method substring. Substring is used to crop strings at a designated location for a specified length. It has two arguments. The first one is for telling the method where you want to cut the string. The second argument tells the method how many characters you want to keep. For example, if we want the first 10 characters, we put 0 and 10 into the parentheses. For example, we have an input box here. V model's value is message. We insert a V on directive into it. We connect the input event and the check method. Every time a new character has been typed into the input box, the check method will be automatically triggered. If the length is bigger than 10, we cut off the extra part using the substring method. The arguments values we set here is 0 and 10. Run the program. We can see after the 10th character, the input box stopped accepting new characters. The program analysis is now done. So, now let's start from ground zero. In the parent div or div, we first put a text area tag. Inside it, we insert the vModel directive and bind the message property. Next, we define message in Vue data and give it an initial value. Next to the text area tag, we put a p tag. The p tag is for telling the user how many characters they have left and what the total character limit is. Inside it, we put a double nested curly brackets and put remain in it. Then we put a slash and another double nested curly bracket. Inside it, we put limit. Both remain and limit are property names. Remain is for telling the user how many characters they have left. Limit is to tell them the maximum character number. The value of the limit property is a fixed value defined by us. The value of the remain property, however, is not fixed. It is calculated based on length and limit. View data is for direct value, and computed is for values that need to be calculated. So, we put limit in the data and remain in computed. We set limit to 50. This means the user can submit no more than 50 characters. In computed, we calculate the value of remain. we calculate the total character number using the length property. Then we minus it using limit. Now we have the value of the remain property. Let's run the program. We can see the program is working fine. We can get how many characters we have left in real time. Next, let's stop users from inputting any extra characters. In the button tag, we insert the V on directive. We connect the input event and the check method. The mission of the check method is to stop any extra characters from being submitted. When remain is smaller than 0, this means the user has submitted more characters than allowed. We use the JavaScript method substring to remove extra characters. In this way, no matter what users submit, only the first 50 characters will be kept. Now, run the program. We can see only 50 characters will be accepted. Next, let's make a little improvement to the program. When the character limit has been reached, we want to let users know. So we create a new CSS class, warning. It will give the text area a red border. When the 50 character limit has been reached, we apply the warning class to the text area. We go to the text area tag and insert the vBind directive. We bind the class attribute. Do you still remember how to bind classes using the vBind directive? If not, a review of previous lessons is very necessary. We have 3 options: placeholder, array, and JSON object. Here, we go JSON object. We use class name, warning as property name. Property value is a switch controlling whether this class will be added or not. So, how do we set the switch here? Do we really need to create a new property as switch here? One more property means more system resources will be consumed. Take a look at the remain property. Its value is a number telling us how many characters we have left. When its value becomes 0, it is time to add the warning class. 0 is regarded as false, and non-zero number is regarded as true. So, any inspirations? We use remain as switch. We just need an exclamation mark to reverse its value. Run the program. We can see now the program is working fine. When we have exceeded the maximum character number, the input box will stop accepting new characters and will turn its border to red.